Alright, so now I'm going to lead you through the process of setting up X and customizing it to create a great looking blog website. If you don't already have a blog or some sort of portfolio site, then I'd thoroughly recommend getting one online, whether you use the X theme or not. There's no better time to start building your online portfolio and growing your profile than right now. So once you've purchased the theme, you can download it from ThemeForest directly, or you can go to community.theme.co and get an account there. And that's what I've done. And I'm then going to click download X. And obviously you should download whatever the latest version is. While we're here as well, I should say that there's a really good knowledge base for X, which shows you how to set up the demo content, the child themes, WooCommerce, and a whole load of other features that come with the theme as well. This is another big advantage of buying these themes. Because they're so popular, they come with a huge amount of help and guidance. And if there's anything that you can't find in the knowledge base, you can check out the forum as well. And each purchase of the theme comes with 6 months support within the forum. Alright, so we've now got our x.zip folder. How do we get that into our WordPress installation? Well, we go back to Appearance and Themes. And then we add a new theme. But this time, instead of searching on wordpress.org, we're going to upload a theme. So then we choose the file. So that's x.zip. And install now. And that will then upload the file to WordPress and install the theme for us. And let's activate it once again. And here we go. So we're now installed, but we do have an extension to add. Cornerstone is essentially X's version of the customizer and allows us to customize the page, but in a more powerful way than we can with the default WordPress customizer. So just click Install Plugin, and that will do all the work for you. And there we go. So that's now set up for us. So now we want to get our site looking good. And it's pretty easy to start doing that with X. We just click Demo Content, and that will allow us to set up any of the demos that exist on the X theme website. So your usual process here is likely to be to click through a number of these demos and find the one which is closest to the sort of site that you want to make. We want to make a blog, so I quite liked the look of Renew 5 that we saw very briefly in the previous video. You're very welcome, of course, to choose a different theme if you like, but we'll be working with this one. So very straightforward to set up. We just click Renew 5. And then I would generally recommend, if you're starting with a new site, to import the posts and the portfolio items. I should add as well that X has added some expanded demos, which you can see at the bottom of the demos page. And the advantage of these is that they contain not just a general layout for your page, but all of the content as well. So if you're wanting to set up, for example, a church website, you could use the expanded demo and you would get all of this content set up for you immediately. Now, there aren't that many expanded demos right now, but more are coming. And if it happens that you want to make a site that looks pretty close to one of those, that will definitely make your life a lot easier. But we'll focus on the standard demos for the moment. So I'll just click back to Renew 5. And then, yep, we're happy to overwrite everything that we've set up so far. Well, that's going. I'll just clear up my tabs a little bit. And there we go. That's done. So let's have a look and see what our site looks like now. And here we go. So you can see that it already has the look and feel of that theme. And hopefully you're getting the idea with WordPress that design and content are completely separated. So we've had 3 completely different looking sites here, pretty much exactly the same content, just by changing the theme. Notice also that with these themes, you don't get the images included. You will have to add those yourself. All right, so let's do a little bit of customization. So So I've just clicked edit with cornerstone there. And here we go. You can see it looks pretty similar to the WordPress customizer, but it's got a lot more features. So just like with the customizer, we can select particular sections and then customize them. So we can change the name of the section if we really want to. And then this section is made up of 2 rows. So we can edit that first section, that first row. We could change the text there. We can change the size of the text. Change the color, alignment, and we can specify some specific IDs, classes, or styles if we want to get a little bit more codey. And we can do the same thing with all of the elements here just by clicking on them. So we could change that text there. Maybe I've got a mailing list I want them to sign up to. And as before, we can change the link and the type of button, size, etc., etc. The X theme has a number of icons built in as well, so we can change those if we fancy to. And again, we can choose an ID, class, or style. Scrolling down, we can change the image and obviously upload a new image if we want to, which we do using the standard media library within WordPress. And we can change all the other options as well. So I'm not going to run through everything on this page. I'm sure you get the idea how it works, but there are a couple of other cool features I'd like to show you. We can choose a template from the various options. So if we want to add a pricing plans page, for example, then we can add that, and that will overwrite everything that we've got here and add a nice looking pricing plans page with an FAQ at the bottom as well. And I should point out that this is responsive too, so it will look good on any screen size, and you can see here that the menu has changed into a drop-down one because we're on a relatively narrow screen. And we can insert any of these blocks to add some standard layouts to our pages too. So I'm just going to change that to an about page. And you can see that again, we've got some nicely laid out default content, which we could get rid of anything that we didn't need and change the text and content for anything that we did. So it's pretty easy to add new content blocks as well. Within those content blocks, if we click on elements, then we can add smaller bits of content. So say we want an alert. Let's pop it underneath our core values. So we're familiar with alerts now from Bootstrap. X-theme alerts have a slightly different style, but you get the idea. We can put the title and content, and again change the padding and everything else. And we can change the alert type from a success to an information to a warning to a danger as well, and even add a close button so that the user can get rid of the alert if they want to. So these are the various different elements. Should be reasonably familiar with most of these element types, but again we can add them just with a simple drag and drop to our code. The third option along the top is a search, which just allows you to click on anything on the page and then edit it in the way that we've seen. And the fourth option is settings, which allows you to put some custom CSS and JavaScript in there if you want to, but also to change the main settings of the page. So I might make that Rob's blog, and we can change various other settings if we want to as well, from headings to paragraphs. All right, so I hope that gives you an overview of how we add content to our site. Once we've done so, we click the Save button, which will then update everything to our live site. And if we take a look, we should be able to see all of that in practice. There we go. So if I was making this my homepage, I'd keep things pretty simple. So I'd get rid of that alert just by clicking delete. And then change the text to something more relevant, and then update the content here to whatever I wanted. And I would recommend doing something similar if you were going to create a portfolio page of your own to talk about what you do and what you're interested in. And then you can just save that. And you've spent, therefore, a very minimal amount of time setting up your site, which means you can spend a lot more time on your content, which is where you should really focus your efforts. So you can see the blog already looks pretty good. We've got a few demo blog posts in there already. And of course, if you want to edit those, you do that in the standard WordPress way. So you just go to posts, and then you can edit them here. And the nice thing about these demos is that you can use them essentially as templates. So if you want to have a video post, then you could start with that one and copy it, or at least see how it's set up with the video, and then edit it to change it to whatever content you want. And the final thing to show you then is we've got a new option down the side here, Portfolio. So the X theme has portfolios built in. And of course, if you want to show off your web design or app development skills, a portfolio is a great way to do it. You can see we've got a portfolio here on the left in this demo. And we need to add some content before those will display. But essentially, each of these would be a picture of a website you've made, or a photograph you've taken, or a song that you've written, whatever it is that you're trying to show others that you can do really well. So that's pretty much it. There's an obvious challenge from this video, and that is go and build a portfolio or blog website of your own. It's pretty easy, it doesn't take that long, and it's well worth having online, regardless of whether you want to be a web developer or an artist or an accountant. Online portfolio of your own to tell the world about who you are and what you can do is an extremely valuable thing. So go and make one, and when you've done it, let me know about it on Twitter, and I'll retweet you to the world. Have fun!